so when you're putting ground on, you're going to want to put it on a hot plate. You got to turn that hot plate on. It goes all the way up, and set it to 275. When this is on, make sure you put the hot plate in use right up there so everyone knows that it's hot. You also want to make sure that you have a piece of paper that goes on top. So let's go over here. So when you're tearing this paper, you want to take both hands on either end, pull it out, get it about where you need it, and then you're going to start pulling with this right hand and continue with the left all the way through. You have a nice sheet of paper. This area is the clean area. This is where you cut paper, tear paper. So I'm just going to tear this in half. It's a piece of paper that I just tore for the hot plate. Paper goes on there. So when that's getting warmed up, we'll go over here and clean off our plates. So to clean off plates, de-tarnish them, you put them flat in the sink. Vinegar and salt solution, generally it's up here. Spritz that on. A little bit of whiting. Sprinkle that on. Let that sit for 10 seconds. And then rub that and clean your plate off. The vinegar takes all the tarnish off. I think the whiting just helps move it around a little bit. Front to back. These we get from here. And then you simply wipe and rinse all of the vinegar off. Back. Front. Okay, now we'll take these over here, put them on this piece of paper, and we're going to just use this paper towel roll to roll over them and dry them off. You don't want to allow the water to sit on the copper for very long because it will start to tarnish. Dry those off. After your plates are washed off, you can bring them over here. This is the grounding area. I want to make sure that you always have ventilation on. But when you're grounding a plate, you will need, from this box, big etching ground. Big etching ground. You will also need a, look at this from here, that doesn't look like a very good one. There we go. You also need a knife. Sprayer and knife. So you have these items here. You need this. I like to tape my plate down. I roll up a piece of tape, put it on the back, and stick that plate down. Notice I did not touch the surface with my hands. And I'm going to take this big ground, and I have 5 plates to do here, so I'm going to squeeze out just a little bit right across here. Okay. Take this brayer. First, we're going to do this. We're going to smooth that out. We're going to take this brayer, roll over this, roll over this, so that you get a nice even, just a little bit more. So now you see it's pretty even. You want to have a nice even coat so that when you roll this on, it goes on nice and even. Okay, so now you have the ground rolled out, the plates are flat on the glass table, and you just want to cover the plate with that ground. And you want to make sure to keep a really nice, flat, level roller, and do your best to cover the entire surface as evenly as you can. You can go all the way over the edge. You want to make sure that every bit of the copper is covered. Anything that's not covered, when you put it in the acid vat, will be etched. Okay, that one looks good. Okay, so the spatula that you're going to use is right here. And I'm just going to take the plate very carefully because that ground is wet. And make sure that your tape is off the back. You're just going to set that down. So in order to clean this area up, you need gem salt. So this is where little material is kept. Here. So, come on over here by the rags. So there's rags here. Half clean rags, dirty rags, alcohol rags. Most of the time you're going to be throwing them either into the half clean rags or the dirty rags. So I'm going to take a half clean rag. These are the clean rags. So take a couple of these clean rags. Okay. Here. Notice that this ventilation isn't done. These items, this goes back here. Okay. Half clean rag. We're just going to put a little bit of this right here. these rags. Half clean, dirty rag. Dirty rag. Half clean rag. It's been about 10 minutes. So I'm just going to check this one. Now, you'll be able to tell, gotta wait a little bit for it to cool, but if you take it off and it's still sticky, you know it needs more time. If you take it off and it feels pretty hard, then you know it's done. That feels pretty good. So I think that these are probably done. So these feel really good. They're not tacky. They have a hard enamel surface. Actually, this one's a little bit tacky still, so I'm going to throw this back on. Give that one more minute. So when you put your plate that has ground, or has ground and is etched into the etching bath, you want to make sure that there's plastic protecting the back of the plate. You don't want to be etching all of that. One reason is that you can use the back if you do want to use the back. Another reason is you don't want to waste all that etching. So we're just going to cover this. I'm going to cut this piece out. Take this contact paper, separate it. Okay. Separate this. I'm going to put that upside down. And then we're simply going to lay this right on top. Make sure that you press it slowly. As you can see, I'm going slowly and not getting many bubbles that way. All the way flat. Take it off. Take your blade. And carefully cut the plastic off. Face down, and then folding the little end over, and then you're simply going to fold it over. Alright, and then I would recommend tape and labeling what you have right here.